Concentrate a little bit on Sleepy as the draft comes in. They are, what we were saying earlier on, TJ, a very much momentum-based side.
And
if you're on Sleepy now, you don't really have very much to worry about in this second game. Are we seeing good things from them as well as problems from Cream?
Yes, I do worry a little bit about their depth, though. I think that there's the possibility that they really have only succeeded with this specific composition so far.
That could be the case, and if that is the case, then Cream should start banning out these ADCs, go with the Whips, go with the Telemoth.
Ban out the Wisp? Why hasn't anyone done this? Sure, it's a respect ban, sure it hurts your pride a bit, but, I mean, are you kidding me?
I would take a respect ban over a loss any day.
Exactly. Well, we need to point out the fact that...
Oh.
Ooh.
Wait for it.
Well, wait a moment. Sleepy Team...
Yeah, it's going to be that one. No, yeah, it's going to be that one.
If Sleepy Team lose this, obviously, it's just another one-and-one, right? And this is the thing with 2-game series, is that no matter how dominant they looked in game 1, if they bungle this game 2 the right where they started.
Now, Cream, who were handed Elsu in the last game, have banned him against Sleepy. So clearly, they can't handle using him. They certainly can't handle facing him.
No, and they cannot allow the Elsu into Z's hands. This means Sleepy Team are having a little bit of a think as to their first pick. They end up with a Nacroth again over to Knight, and I will say Knight looked very good on the character. There was a response, though, from Cream. They want a tanky front line from the Crash. That'll give them a little bit more engaged to break through to the backlines, and the Richter for the sustained team fight presence.
Why have Sleepy banned out Saphira when they had Saphira in the last game?
They probably want to start off with a Nacroth to make sure they get that and prevent the opposing team from potentially picking that up, is what I would say.
The Telenas Omen come through for Sleepy Team. The Omen looked very good on Few last game, and the Telenas will go to Z instead of the Wisp.
Yeah.
You've got your wish, though. The Yorn comes out, joined by a mid-lane mobility mage. They'll settle on the Tulin.
I love this.
All right.
Yorn versus Telenas for the second time in the Valor series. Get your mobility out the door. We're gonna stand here and fight.
And this Lumber I was talking up, I didn't expect to see him today in this game, but it does look, never mind, like we would have seen.
I like it a lot better.
Yeah, I'm happier with that.
I like the Yebeneth a lot because we've said in the past, Yebeneth is a bit of a soft counter to Crush. When the Metamorphosis comes in, you pop the Nature's Rally, and it makes it much more difficult, Nature's Realm, excuse me, much more difficult for the team to come in and engage on you.
That is interesting on both sides, isn't it? What are we expecting? If Yorn is going to end up in the hands of Hot, is that going to turn around? I'm just thinking because Hot's not landing anything sniping with Elsu. Can he land it with Yorn?
They put it on Richter. Well, they put Hot on Richter.
If that stays.
Yeah, that makes me very happy because Hot should be really good on those melee fighting skill matchup characters, and they can give Yorn over to maybe someone who feels a little bit more comfortable. My one problem, though, is the Yorn isn't going to have a happy day because he doesn't have the support to really back him up. The one time we saw Yorn succeed, it was with a Pura, who is so good to enable that more static marksman.
Well, he will get some shields from Wasabo on the Crushed, and there will be the Metamorphosis to push anyone away who tries to engage onto him. So there is that.
But a Nacroth.
Nacroth? Well, he has pseudo support because if the Nacroth ever tries to jump onto him, then you can tell Tulin to go kill him, or you can tell Murad to go kill him because he's so squishy himself that if any damage comes back onto him, then he's going to have to run away.
Well, we've seen a lot of Telenas bans towards the last stages of yesterday, whereas Telenas have made an appearance in a couple of the games.
Yep.
Are you surprised to see Telenas, not get through because bans were going on other heroes instead, which is why she got through? I'm pleased to see a kind of this ADC fight, like you say, this kind of stationary, take 3 paces, turn and fire kind of thing. I'm not sure both teams can pull it off.
Right. I think that Z and Team Sleepy are in a better spot here because they're so much more comfortable playing it. Not only playing the hero itself with Z, but also the team playing around that ADC carry. And I wonder how Cream is going to be able to handle this now that they're going for different strategy.
If you're on Cream and you think Sleepy are in a better spot now, then maybe a perfect game is looming.
Well,
not not necessarily, but, you know, if Sleepy are in a better spot than they were in the previous game, and that one went 19-1 to them.
Theoretically, it was better, but that's because Cream really couldn't pull off that strategy
It wasn't
well.
theoretically better. They destroyed Cream in that last game.
No, I mean the other way around. It was theoretically a good draft for Cream.
Yes, that's true.
Right?
Yes.
But they showed that they couldn't pull it off. Now they're going with the tried and true ADC meta draft. Maybe this will work out better for them. It's a lot more simple, I would say. There's a lot less pressure for you to just kill the opposing team in 5 minutes. So
I think what I'm excited for is Hot returning to the Slayer lane, because we have seen him be such a mechanically gifted player in the past. I've never seen him on Richter, and I know that he can absolutely make the character work just from the archetype he's played previously. That means that potentially, yeah, maybe the Telenas is going to be a very consistent presence in the bot lane, but if you're being pressed out in the other lane, you might not be able to take advantage of it, because it has been the macro play that's backfired on Cream so far.
Right, and like you mentioned, Richter is the epitome of the skill melee hero, and if Rez is capable of playing others, he can certainly do this. And he might be able to solve the macro problems as well if he's able to bully out the opposing player in that macro lane, rotate over, pop his ultimate, and kill the entire team. Sounds good.
Richter's very good for that macro play because he's so quick across the map.
Well, we had some Richter in the last game for Cream. We just didn't see him very often.
Not on Hot, though. Not on Hot.
Not on Hot.
Hot can make it work a bit better.
Well, let's see if Cream can pull this game back against Sleepy Team.
I think this Richter is going to be Hot. I think it's going to be second. Pressure in the mid lane from Denalians. No response from Daniel, as my puns get worse.
Sorry.
No, that was about what it deserved.
I'll remember to laugh in the future.
Thanks. Can we test that right now?
Maybe.
That wasn't ideal. Talented in the bot lane will be joined by Wasibo. They're going to try and make this duo lane work. That's why you've got a support here for both sides. But as we said, the Telenas is the more favored one.
Right, but as it stands, she's losing a bit of a gold because of the fact that some of those minions came into range of the tower. That is one of the most recent changes here as the battle rages on over in top lane. Oh, hello.
That's the problem. No mobility as Wasibo gets absolutely shredded.
We talk about no mobility, but Tel actually has slightly more mobility than Talented, or excuse me, than Yorn, because she can actually walk and shoot, and her actual arrows do a lot of damage, whereas Talent has to sit there and get a spear shot off.
It's been nerfed significantly, but that bot lane just went to Sleepy Team because of Yebenet's passive.
Yep.
Yebenet can heal up their HP if they stand inside bushes. And though that trade was about even, the Yebenet healed up. Now in mid, Fico might be on the receiving end of a bad trade as Frost dives in. He's been a consistently good spot for Cream. Now joined by Denalians, they find an opening kill.
Finally, Cream has a good start to a game. It's been 3 games coming for them, but they use the pressure here from Denalians and from Frost to make it happen. Now they get their bristle. Finally, Cream can show themselves.
The Abyssal Dragon itself will be taken by Cream Esports, building that gold lead in their favor.
Seems like they're already more comfortable in these roles with Hot over that Darkslayer lane. They just park Talented in the bottom, and then Denalians and Frost can just rotate around the map.
And we were a little distracted. We didn't even brush on it. Denalians gets Tulin. And that is worth noting because he is a very good Tulin and has been for the better part of 2 years.
Well, it didn't work out last game, but it's working out certainly this game thus far here as...
Oh, well, that was very good from 09. Nature's Realm as well. That's a perfect duo for the big damage coming through with the penetrating shots from Z. He's got one. He'll get 2. Beautifully done by the duo team. Denalians comes through for a punish. He has a response. The Thunderbird picks up Fico. That will be all, but it's enough to slow down the tower take.
Almost perfect play there from 09. A beautiful flicker forward and Redwood rush backward. Nearly blocked the Thunderbird as well, but unfortunately his teammate goes down. But good response here from the Sleepy Team.
And not even the good Denalians play can save this tower, I don't think. It'll have to be the rest of the team showing up that does. Talented and Frost have perfect timing.
Well, at the end of the day, Cream Esports has a slight gold lead. Abyssal Dragon not up for a little bit here, so things will reset. And the teams are pretty much even so far.
Fico backs out. This is a good look, though, for a Cream, because you can see Fico being forced back in mid, Denalians being able to pressure out across the macro.
It turns out if you don't lose in the first 3 minutes of the game, you can actually, show your stuff.
Yeah, this is the first time we've been 3 minutes in and you haven't been absolutely dire about Cream Esports' chances.
And hopefully we can get more of this as Talented continues to farm himself up. He doesn't quite have the most gold on the team. Hopefully they can remedy that.
Cream definitely, once again, have a veteran roster, an incredibly talented roster, but they've been consistently fumbling this early game.
Oh, no.
And that might be a little bit why. This macro pressure as they do lose the low mobility Yorn down in the bot lane.
So as good as it's been for Cream, if you take a look at TODOS versus Yorn, it is definitely leading TODOS' favor.
The Abyssal Dragon up for grabs off the back of that kill. Wasibo will be shunted away when he tries to make a fight out of it. Can't get the Metamorphosis out in time.
That was optimistic, to say the least.
Maybe if he was close enough, he could have stolen that.
He didn't even land it on the... Anyway.
The 09 was a bully.
09, why are you always doing this?
Vico. Oh, will go down in mid. 09 can't do enough, and actually, he might join him. He'll spend the Nature's Realm defensively. Oh my goodness, the lifesteal! He's back up to full HP!
That's what Nature's Realm can do for you. Good pushback again from Cream, though, to get the kill onto Fico. If they can continue to do that, they might be able to eke an advantage. That's what's going well for them.
A little bit of redemption in the top lane. We talked about it earlier, but Hot's now on a character he's a bit more comfortable on, and he's winning lane hard.
Exactly, and if you can provide that gravity in the top lane, it will force the rotation here from Sleepy Team. That makes things more difficult. That means less protection there for Telenos in the bottom lane. If you can pull the team in one direction, it helps you for the rest of the map.
Hot wanted the jungle strike to be able to chase back Knight. He's now got it, using the Mark of the Hunter to burst down that Spirit Sentinel. He waits for Frost to come through, but he's chained down. The Death Embrace is here. Frost will join the fight, but they're burned down. They've lost Hot. Wasibo's trying to come in as quick as he can. Knight is very low. Frost, though, has spent the Temporal Turbulence, and he's just trying to kite away. The Metamorphosis will chase back Knight. Vico falls elsewhere. Denalian's going down. This actually could be big because Knight needs to flee behind tower, and Cream only lost one.
I couldn't help but laugh. That was one of the most hilarious matchups between lots of skilled players.
See, does a lot of damage here in mid.
Oh my goodness.
That's a kill back over. The Eagle Eye just stopping him from being able to retreat.
Z says, I don't care about Necroth and Murad and your mobility and your iframes. I have a lot of damage and I will kill you. Beautifully
done. Cream now on the back foot perhaps again as 09 goes through. Talent needs to stay safe, and you can't stay safe from that three-man squad. Hot will be in trouble. He'll dive Knight though. Jungle strike, Mark of the Hunter. It's enough to burst him down, but not enough to get the kill. He might be able to trade onto 09 though, and does pick up the trade.
Z smartly backs up out of there, wants to get revenge, but can't go for it. That means that Frost can't land a Temporal Turbulence. Z, it doesn't look very exciting, but Z's positioning has been great. That is the reason why she has 0 deaths.
In the top lane, in the meantime, they rotate the Yorn up to try and defend it, but it's too late. The tower will fall despite Hot winning it. He has to rotate down to save the rest of the map. Few gets a free one.
We've harped on this a lot. The macro game is huge, and Sleepy Team is doing a much better job of it. Every time they rotate one member over to a different area of the map, they make sure that it's covered where it's been vacated, and that is not the case with Cream.
But with that recent pickup, it does mean that Cream Esports have the lead in Abyssal Dragons. That was their second of the game. That's the first time I've seen them in the lead with Abyssals. It keeps the gold close.
Certainly does. So they can still make this happen, especially because Frost on Murad is one of the heroes that scales very well in the late game. Fico in trouble.
He's got mobility. He'll be able to stay safe. The tower down bottom falls, which means the rest of Sleepy Team will return to the fight. Zebo pokes, but doesn't stay around.
Oh, both teams starting to reset a little bit here. Not a whole lot to be taken. The Dark Slayer in 5, but neither team can really go for it, in my opinion.
Wasibo will spend the Metamorphosis for an engage. Denalian considers chasing and thinks better of it as Few dives through. There's the flicker. Talented's caught out. Few, though, with the Rinky shot connecting, will be bursting out. It's 1-1 trade. Few and Knight, both full. 09 with the Nature's Realm tries to stay alive in the midst of the fight, and I don't think he can. He's very low, though, and Z's here to clean it up as Frost goes in. He can't find the challenge. Hot with the chase. Will get on to 09, stopping his regen, but will need to spend the Hunter's Mark to be able to get through all of his HP. They've got it. Z, low, will fall. No, stays alive. Hot joining him. Nicely done.
Hot trying to get out of there, but he's in enemy territory. Can he fall out of there? Fico tries to check the bush, but Hot looks like he will escape. That was a ridiculous fight. Frost trying to help out in the end, saying, I will take you down, Telenos, but gets shot down by the combination of Fico and Z.
Cream Esports have kept the game goal tied, How do they keep it that way? How do they stay in this game as Z gets more and more terrifying?
They need to get to Z. Z has 0 deaths on a hero that is famously or infamously immobile. So if they can't get to Z, they're not going to win this game. They only won that fight because Few kind of baited his team into a bad fight there.
And Z has rushed Bow of the Slaughter. Once they've gotten that, which they have, now they have so much more survivability.
Expect to see Death Sickle at some point, because what it allows you to do is gives you invulnerability once you receive a killing blow, and then from there you can heal right back up to full.
The extra killing blow and the Bow of Slaughter function well together. The lifesteal amping up, capitalizing on the extra lease on life. 09 will need to back out here. I don't think he can. Not even the flicker gets him to safety. Yes, with Zebo's blow, Z should finally fall, but there's the Bow of Slaughter. It's not enough. Hart gets the kill. Aliens will play bodyguard and make sure he gets out. A double kill for Hart.
Well, Few is in the backline now, pushing on to Frost. He is in that. The Temporal Turbulence won't get him out of there, though.
No, and Talentin's too late to save the day. He'll have to drift back behind the tower. They got a kill. They did shut down the damage source from Z. Hart needs to save the day, though, and he can only do a 1-1 trade. He can't do better than that, and he's being asked to do so much.
Hart, though, despite that fact, is doing so well for his team. He's one of the only reasons why they're still in this, providing so much damage, getting the backline. He killed Fico and Z in that skirmish there, TJ. Without Hart, they would be lost here.
And even with him, they might only have a compass. They need a map as well. They're a little bit misguided.
They certainly need a lot to get back into this game.
Sleepy, by contrast, full GPS services. And the GPS is pointing directly at Cream Esports base.
They need to have Frost and Hot get onto the Telenos, or otherwise they have 0 chance. It shouldn't be an impossible task, but it seems like it thus far.
Here's the pressure in the Dragon lane. If this Drake pushes forward, it means the Cream Esports have to defend, and it's either a push for Sleepy or an Abyssal Dragon. Creams get to choose which it is. They'll play defense now as Sleepy charge forward. The tower will fall. Frost is here on the flank. Big temporal turbulence damage, but not nearly enough to find a kill. Fico, though, caught out. This could get dangerous. Frost cannot get out in time or pop the temporal turbulence. Drops Fico low, though. If only there was someone who could capitalize.
That was so beautiful from Sleep. They knew exactly where he was teleporting back to, and they went straight to the location, and it took him out.
Aliens and Talented have the tower defense with a Yorn. This should be more than possible, but the Telenas is absolutely burning it. They need to spend the Metamorphosis, and it's on the wrong tower. It was all a bait. Fico does go down. 09 joins. If this actually gets a little bit dangerous, Cream will lose Wasabo for the fight, but that's okay because Hart goes in and Knight's still down. But Z stands tall at the back of the entire fight. Talented, you cannot take this trade. Not even with the flurry. Z will win every single time because of the level advantage, and that means despite Cream Esports holding, they will not be able to leave their base.
At the end of it all, Sleepy Team takes down 2 towers. Beautiful play from them. I love the fake out on Wasabo. He went with the Metamorphosis and said, guys, where did you go?
Cream Esports have turned up the heat, but I don't think it's enough.
Not enough at all. Everything comes down to the towers, TJ. I know that players like to look at that gold, but look at the tower situation. Sleepy Team can do whatever they want now because they have the real estate to move around on the side of Cream Esports side of the map.
And this will be a cycle for a moment, a reprieve as Cream Esports get the respawn, so too does Sleepy, but is there any way for them to get more from it?
They need to start with a good fight here, but they're not really getting it as the zone comes out here from 09.
If they can steal this Abyssal, anything is possible, but Cream are definitely hard-pressed to do so. Z drops it very low, though, and they break out the fight. It will still get picked up. Z claims the Abyssal. With Zebo, dropped low, the Nature's Realm pushes him back. Now the rest of the team dives in, and it's instantly 2 kills. Talented with Zebo down. Denalius needs to drift back and Fuse here for the cutoff. Death's Embrace spent. He'll get Denalius, and Sleepy Team have done it. As they wipe the field, it's only Hot and Sleepy have the core. It's 2-0 in the series, and good nights to Cream Esports.
Hot cannot 1v5. I'm sorry, his Richter is good, but it's not that good. And Cream go down 0-2 to a beautiful Sleepy Team performance.
things about Cream from that, but first we will congratulate Sleepy Team on 2-0 helping their season so far. Remember, these teams, Sleepy Team and Cream Team, are the only ones in EU who have played 2 games now, having only started the Valor series yesterday. It feels a bit earlier than yesterday, given how many games we've had and how much action we've had. We'll bring you the standings for EU in just a little while, but Sleepy Team have done a lot of good there. Cream, we can now be a little bit more positive that they aren't just making up the numbers this season. For a lot of that game, 14 kills apiece. Towers, though, were very, very different. So a better showing. Still a lot for them to do to keep up with any of the other teams that they faced, but a better showing.
Hot was dragging that team, kicking and screaming. And it was not enough. He was trying so hard. You could see that entire early game. He was the player consistently finding kills, finding damage, finding opportunities, creating opportunities. He was doing it all. And you can't realistically have that.
Well, Cream is 0-4, but at least they found the blueprint for how to win going forward. Stick Hot in those skill-intensive melee heroes over in the Dark Slayer lane, have him carry his team, and perhaps have a better plan around, or you know, get more practice at having the ADC meta.
They still haven't figured out what they're doing with the Dragon Line now. Because they put Talented there on Yorn, and he didn't do anything.
No.
It really felt like they finally, maybe they listened to the broadcast, but they realized we need to have an ADC here. That's the only way we get there. And it's like, do any of you play Wisp or Morin? No, I can play Yorn. Okay, we'll try that then. That's what it felt like.
It was, yeah. I was surprised about the lack of aggression, to be honest, by Yorn. I know he's squishy, but he can deal out more damage than, you know, most heroes in the game. Right. You've got to get a build right, and you've got to get him to late game, and that is a bit difficult to do when he's so squishy, but there wasn't a lot of action going on.
The biggest issue is, even though we talk about Telenas not having mobility, she can at least shoot and move, and each one of her arrows does a lot of damage. Yorn has to actually stand there, use an ability, and shoot 5 times in a row for him to get his burst damage out. And that really hurts, because if you dodge one of those stuns or one of those abilities, then he's not doing anything.
And we saw time and time again, they pressed forward with the Yorn to try and make those fights happen. And if the front line fell, which was a fair bit, then you can see Talented is an easy kill as the players swarm over him.
I love this play from 0-9, the flicker forward and the pushback. You rarely see that type of technical play from a support, but always using that flicker aggressively.
Is this just a highlight reel of Yorn being killed? So
kinda. Cover your eyes, Matt.
It's way before the watershed time. Come on.
This is one of the low moments for Sleepy here, with you taking a poor team fight and kind of baiting his team in, but that was really the only low light here for Sleepy.
And I would like to say we haven't talked about him much because his impact has really been relegated to winning games, but Knight has been doing quite well for Sleepy teams.
His impact has been relegated to winning.
I mean, he's only so far succeeded in games that they win, but Knight has been doing quite well during those games.
You know what we're seeing with the shift from the old meta to this new ADC meta? That the jungler has to be flexible above all else. Yeah. Right? You can't just be the carry in the jungle anymore, and that's why Necroth has really risen up the rankings, because he can do so much for your team. He can split focus, he can split push, he can jump on a team or jump on a player, run away, and deal damage, or just be annoying. He could do it all, and that's why it's so valuable.
35% of his team's damage over on Z's Telenas. Not bad at all.
Yeah. Just a good old day at the work here for Z. Loves playing those backline marksmen, and if you're going to keep up with Sleepy team going forward, these teams have to learn how to play heroes like Telenas, like Wisp.
Denalians had a good day at the office too, though they still lost. This was a little bit more in line with what we expect from the star mid lane Tulin player on his main.
And what I'm looking at there is it looks like everybody got involved.
Yes.
I don't mean that in a very loose, oh, well done you.
Participation award.
A participation award, but no, everybody is in the game. Whereas in the earlier match that we had today, it felt a little bit like, oh, okay, all the action's going on in one part, and if you're in the DS lane, you are just having your own game, really. It's just you versus the world.